Welcome back to the Punani League podcast, boys. You're on with Silla, the commissioner, once again. And here today in the hot seat with me, I have Paige's Pack.
Welcome, boys. Thank you very much for having me. We've got a lot to talk about this week.
You should see me in a crown.
See me in a crown, you should. This week we'll get into the main of the round, the King's Cup between Kano and the Wolf. Previously, King Kano, now down to King Wolf Trump. Now for some stats.
Yeah, thanks for that one, Paigey. Just off the top of my head, it was about a 130-point flogging.
I think you're right there, mate. I reckon a lot of that came down to some captaincy issues there that previously King Kano had, picking Dangerfield versus Trump's Gorney captaincy there. Dangerfield only netting up 52 total points with the 26 without the captaincy, and Gorney netting 127 for a 254-point captaincy. That is huge this week, and a 102-point of difference.
Yes, those are the type of decisions that set the good Supercoach players apart from the great Supercoach players. Speaking of great Supercoach players, as we talked about last week on the podcast, it was the battle of Paigey and Tiggsy's Terrors. What's the one? I'll just cut this bit out.
It's okay.
And then...
That's right, Silla, we did. We had the Spuds Cup, so we've gone from the heights of the King's Cup to the Spuds Cup. This week it was myself, Paige's Pack versus Tiggsy's Terror. I came in with a miserable 1,900 points, and Tiggsy's Terrors with 2028. Now, I will bring that down to a slight captaincy error on my behalf. I had the VC sitting elsewhere, didn't really go very well, and went off to golf, put it on Savage, and that already started, so I couldn't reverse that one.
That was quite savage, Paigey.
It was very, very savage, mate. Tiggsy's Terrors put it on Grundy, which was a very solid option, netting him 216 points total to my 148. A few things could have gone my way there, but I sit stirring the pot at the bottom of the ladder, looking down the spoon. Now, speaking of the ladder stats, we will take us back up to the top, where there is a ferocious battle for first place with 4 blokes splitting it this week. Let's see how we go, Silla.
I reckon you've had 4 blokes split it a couple of weeks in a row, haven't you, Paigey?
And they stay there, but stay there they will not this week, with the battle of the top 4 between 4-Pete, Hatters, D-Train and Gooks. All separated only by percentages, but this week could be a little bit more with some points in play.
Yes, thank you, Paigey. Now, we probably have about 3 key games this week. Gooks, the gentleman of the Punani League, and our resident fact checker versus the 4-Pete, who's still on top. There's about a 30 to 40 point predicted difference there. That's going to be one of the key games. We also have D-Train versus Vanilla Gravy, both first year Punani League rookies. D-Train sitting at 4th place though, of course, and Vanilla Gravy's only about 20 points behind him there, so that's going to be a close one to see if D-Train can keep that top 4 spot. The third and final noticeable game for the week, boys, is Hatters versus Chase, the ace. Do we have any thoughts on that one this week, Paigey?
Look, it should be a bit of a cruise in there for Hatters. It's about 160 points difference predictability wise, but you know, that can all go out the door with one poor choice of captain. This can happen to the best of us. Look, that's going to be a top 4 game. Big week there. Could put Hatters on top of the ladder in front of the favoured 4-Pete. But look, got a big week coming up for the Punani guys. Best of luck to everyone playing this week. And thanks for having me on the podcast this week, Silla the Commissioner. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Mate, no worries.
I'll just put it there, mate.
Wait, boys, we've got trades to make and loopholes to set up.
And Wade's got some fake news to bring us, so tune in next week.